Well, it's nice to meet you. Haven't got to be out there and see y'all play yet, but I wanted to ask you. We'll get into some Ole Miss stuff because I know a good bit about that. But I'm curious, like, where'd you grow up? Where'd you play growing up?
So I'm from right outside Tampa, Florida, Lutz, Florida, and yeah, I grew up, um, started playing Little League right around there, and then travel ball, turned into travel ball when I was about 8 or 9, um, and played for a number of different teams. And in high school, I played for a team called the Orlando Scorpions, which is it's a pretty one of the bigger teams down in Florida, um, and that was a lot of fun. Got to play with a lot of really great players that I still see playing in pro ball now, and um, had some great coaches, and they actually really helped me, get looked at by Ole Miss and a lot of the other um, colleges that I was thinking about going to. So they were awesome and helping and all of that. So
Yeah. Why did you ultimately? What was it about Ole Miss that won out for you over some of those other schools?
um, I think I mean just a number of I loved Coach B, I loved Coach Clem and Coach Laugh. Like they were all amazing from the time I started talking to them. And honestly, just going down to Ole Miss and seeing the town and seeing the stadium, and just seeing how much support they had. And all those things combined was just awesome. And not
Yeah.
to like put down any other schools because they all had great
Yeah.
things as well. But it just felt like the right place for me. And yeah, I was super excited that. And honestly, I didn't even really know a whole lot about Ole Miss before I went down there. I was like, all I really knew was, oh, they beat Alabama in football. They're pretty good at football. So, um, that's kind of the extent of what I knew about Ole Miss. And so, like going down there, I think I was just really wowed, and yeah, it just made me want to go there.
Very cool. I now I'm an Alabama fan. We'll get into this when we talk about College World Series in a bit, but I know y'all were struggling down the stretch there that year, and getting into the tournament, and I know Bama came in and swept y'all at home now. So, well,
Yeah, I know.
anyway, uh, no. So I know with the Barons, you wear 25. You wore 25 at Ole Miss. Is that just a number you always were? Or is there a reason behind it? I like asking guys that.
Um, Honestly, that was just when I was getting to go to Ole Miss. That was kind of just one of the numbers that was available. Actually, Colby Bortles had just been wearing it, and he went on to Pro Bowl, and so it was kind of between like 25 or like 49 and 57. And I was like, yeah, no, I'll take 25. So yeah, so I just kind of ended up getting that from freshman year, and then just kept it going.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have been 49 or 57, you would have been expected to be like a relief pitcher
Yeah,
or something like
exactly.
that.
Didn't
Yeah.
really make sense for a corner infield guy. So
No. So what was before y'all? We'll get into winning the Natty, but what did you learn that was special about Ole Miss? Like once you're there, once you're ingrained in the culture in the city, what really stood out about the specialness of that place?
kind of like I said when I was getting recruited there, just a little bit of everything. Like the
Yeah.
campus is just beautiful. You got the Grove for football games, that makes the fall super fun. Um and then you got the square, which has so many restaurants and bars, and just different stuff to do. And that's a lot of fun as well. And then of course baseball. You got the one of the coolest stadiums in all of college baseball. You get great fans. And I got to see that right off the bat for my freshman year. My first spring season was 2018. And we were really good that year. I think we ended up being like the number 4 seed in the country. We ended up losing our regional actually to Tennessee Tech, who was incredibly good that year. Super sleeper, great team, and that was tough. But just right off the bat, got to play with some really good guys and for a really good team, and that I think that kind of just right from the start just built that wow, this place is awesome kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I played a little bit my freshman year. Had I don't know, maybe played in like half the games, something like that. Did a lot more pinch hitting towards the end of the year. But still, just being like a part of that team was super cool, and I think just got the juices flowing of my love for
Right.
Ole Miss right from the start. So
Yeah. That's cool. Let's fast forward a little. Uh, the torn ACL. Uh, like I don't know. Like take me through that and how soon you came back. Like, did you have surgery? Like how did that work out for you?
so I didn't have surgery till after the season. So I think I tore it April 5th. I want to say that's right.
Okay.
And then like literally just from right off the bat, went and got MRI right the next day.
Yeah.
Found out it was torn. Talked to the doctors, and the doctor was saying, "Hey, like, uh, I haven't seen a whole lot of baseball players do ACL things. It's not really as common as it is in basketball and football. But he's like, you can try to rehab it for a couple weeks and see if you can throw a brace on it and, just give it a shot and see if you can like hit or do anything. And kind of once I heard like that possibility of that being a thing, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try that. And really from the start, I was like, not only am I gonna try it, like I'm gonna do this. I think that really helped me probably end up actually doing it was like I just put my mind to like I'm gonna
Right.
play. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna have to, it's gonna have to just like explode even more for me to not play. So, I rehabbed for like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, started hitting off a tee at like 2.5, 3 weeks, just kind of testing the waters, see what I could do, what I couldn't do. And
Yeah.
honestly, hitting felt pretty normal, which like surprisingly, because it's my back knee and you'd think like, oh, I got to load into it. But like honestly, hitting was fine. It's running kind of sucked. And that took more time to get like at least somewhat comfortable doing. But yeah, so like after the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I got a couple pinch hits and but I'd pinch hit and then just like get run for or whatever. Like if I got out, just like, it was over for the day. But
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't until the last week of that season, I DH'd for the first time at Georgia and then ended up DHing the rest of the year throughout the SEC tournament and the playoffs and stuff. So yeah, man, but just honestly, like it was just a miracle. Honestly, like I think God just gave me the strength to do that and help like heal me enough where it was like, go out and do your thing. And it was really cool because I got to like kind of be a little bit of a messenger for him too as well.
Yeah.
And letting people know that like, hey, I didn't really do this on my own, which was super cool for me and like my faith as
Oh, yeah.
well.
Well, and you mentioned the running aspect. It helps a lot. You can run at your own pace when you hit two grand slams on a torn ACL. How is that possible?
I don't know. Honestly, like I was pretty much in my head like, okay, now that I'm doing this, like I either pretty much need to hit a homer or like get out because running was super not enjoyable. So the few times that I did have to run the bases, like it was a little sketchy, but I ended up getting the job done. But
Right.
there was definitely extra motivation to hit the ball high and far or not really do a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2022, I'm looking at some of this I wrote down. Like, if my numbers are right, in April that year, y'all go 7-11 down the stretch with with that sweet loss to Bama. I'm just gonna say that. You
Throw it in
lose
there.
the
I get it.
you lose the only game in the SEC tournament to Vandy, but then y'all get in. You go to Coral Gables Regional. You knock off Miami. You knock out Arizona. You head to Hattiesburg for the Supers. Knock out Southern Miss, and then thank you. You knock out Auburn, and and then Arkansas, and ultimately Oklahoma. Like, how do you go from 7-11 down the stretch? You get in, and then you win 10 of 11 games in the playoffs and capture a national title. Like, what changed?
Yeah. Uh, it was honestly just like it was crazy. I mean, like we knew from the start of the season, like we thought, we've got a great team. Like, every year you're kind of like, yeah, Omaha, like we're gonna win the national championship. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
But it was like that year, it was like everybody was coming back. It was like we had a good old team with like great culture, and it's just like just felt like, gosh, like if there's gonna be a year, like it's this year. You know what I mean?
right.
And
Yeah,
then you start the season, like we actually started really good, like we were number one, whatever, and then it's like then like you just said, we just kind of tanked, and it was like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? It's just, not like nothing was clicking at the same time. Like, one game our pitchers would struggle, and like,
yeah,
we'd score a bunch of runs, but it wouldn't be enough, and then it'd be like, the pitchers would do great, and then the offense wouldn't score enough, and so like, it was just a bad combo for like a month and a half, and I think something just kind of clicked, and we just never had any, we just never lost our fight.
yeah,
We I think that really helped with having all those older guys, and like just a great culture, and guys that had played together for 2, 3, 4 years. Um, I think that was huge because it was like nobody gave up and was just like, okay, well now I'm just gonna play for myself, and just like I just care about the draft and whatever. Like everybody was still just they just wanted to win. Everybody just wanted to win together still, and I think that's what saved us. And I remember after, so like we go to Arkansas, and we're starting to play a lot better. We go to Arkansas and we lose 2 out of 3. Like we get walked off one night, we win pretty handily one of the other games, and then on Sunday I think we lose by 1 run. And it's like, oh my gosh, like we finally started to play a lot better, and like we're playing this great Arkansas team, and like we so should have won. Like honestly, probably should have swept almost. Like they were a great, really good team. But
yeah,
like we had all those games. Like, we could have won them all. And so like I think that even too was like just that kind of clicked of like, okay, we're kind of back. Like maybe we didn't win, but
yeah.
like we played so much better. And Arkansas is like, we ended up
Oh
having to
yeah,
beat them to go to the national championship game, or series. And um, you know, all that kind of just wrapping together. That kind of I think that just catapulted us forward to kind of let us get on that run. And even though we lost that one SEC tournament game we had to Vanderbilt, which like going into it, we're like, okay, if we just like win an SEC tournament game or two, like they'll definitely put us in because we're like
yeah,
right on the border of maybe get in, maybe not. And we lose that one. It's like, oh my gosh, we go back home to Oxford and we're like practicing during the week because just like if we get in, we want to stay ready or
yeah,
whatever. We're practicing and like we're just like, oh my gosh, like we better get in. We have to get in. But once we did get in, I think again that was just like an extra like, all right, now we go kind of thing. Yeah. And like another little tidbit is like right after the Mississippi State series, we lost 2 out of 3 at home, which again, it was like another golly, feels like we should have won this one
yeah,
again. And plus, it's like our biggest rival, so there's like even more emotion. But like, I remember like after we lost the Sunday game, my sister was there, which like she doesn't really. She is in residency, and she like didn't usually have a whole lot of time off, so like it was super cool that she was able to be there. But She was there, and I remember after the Sunday game, I think that's what I can't remember if that's what put us to the 7-14, or maybe the Arkansas did, but it was one of the two. It was just on our tough losing part, and
Right.
I remember she was there, and like she came down the field after like my parents, and like I was a little emotional because I'm like, gosh, what is going on? Like this is not going how it's supposed to go, and I like they kind of left. I went and um, went to my truck, and I remember my sister called me because like when she knows I'm upset, like she wants to make me feel better. So like
Yeah.
she calls me, and I'm like I don't understand what's going on. Like I came back to Ole Miss, like because like me and a couple other guys like kind of could have gone in the draft the year before, and I'm
Right.
like I came back here. I don't understand. Like why is this happening? Like feels like we
Yeah.
should have came back here. We should just be killing it and whatever. Um, and she's like, well, you just like just relax, just pray about it. Like just maybe God brought you back here for a different reason. You never know. Like blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, okay. So like I hang up the phone and I pray and like I just remember like hearing one word in the back of my head and it was believe. Like I feel like God was just telling me just like believe, just who cares what's going on right now? Just like believe, just whether it's believe in your teammates, like believe in me, believe in
Yeah.
like a winning, winning's coming along or whatever it is, like
Mm.
just believe. Like, and I was like, all right. So, kind of when I went back the next week for practice and stuff, like um, I kind of was like, I remember I walked in to the locker room. We have like a big whiteboard, and like I took the marker and I just wrote "believe" in like huge letters. And everybody was probably like, "What the heck, believe?" Like, what the heck is that? But like, I just like tried to like kind of be a great influence, like tell everybody, "Hey, we still got a chance, man!" Like blah blah blah, like
Right.
just trying to get everybody on the belief train. And honestly, like I think it ended up really working. That um, we got in and like then it was like, oh, boom, like now we've got a real chance to have full
Yeah.
vote. And so like I think that happens and then we just ran with it
Right.
from there. So
Man, you're like the
it's
Ted.
a super long story there, but that
No,
was the whole wrap up
no.
of the whole thing.
It's like you were like the Ted Lasso of college baseball.
Yeah, that was thrown around a lot. I was getting those a lot of tweets of like, the Ted Lasso guy and everything.
My gosh. Did you so like every kid who's ever played baseball, like you dream of the game-winning home run, the World Series, going to Omaha, all those things. Did you ever think you would have a statue?
No, honestly, I did not at all. I always wanted to win a national championship. I wanted to like, have
Yeah.
great seasons with teams and have a lot of fun in college, but never never thought that I would have a statue. That's for sure. But I
Like
will say,
how surreal is that?
it's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, it's honestly just an honor. I mean, I if you knew me enough, like you would know that like I'm not a big me guy. Like when they were wanting to make the statue, I was like, okay, well, I just want you guys to make sure that there's like other like the
Yeah.
guys around me are like, yeah, I need like it can't just
Mhm.
be me. Like I would not like that. So I
Right.
was really glad that they're doing like a national championship memorial basically, which
Okay.
is super cool. Um and it's not really done yet. They finished the statue, but they didn't have um where they want to put the actual like monument thing yet.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be done in the next couple years. But um, yeah, even for now, they got everybody's faces behind me and like some quotes and stuff, which I was like, good, because like
Yeah.
I'm not really a me guy, so I was happy about that. But it still is. I mean, it's hard to not like feel pretty cool about that, and it is an honor. Just because
Yeah.
like I love the university, I loved all the teams I played for, and everything to do with Ole Miss. So it really is a big honor.
Did they get the did they get the stash to your liking?
Yeah, no, I mean like bronze, I think I look a little better in person, but it's okay. Bronze is tough to make look super perfect. No, but really the doctor who did it, Dr. Sessoms, he did an amazing job.
Yeah.
He came out to um when I was at started pro ball, he came out and was like I went and met him in like a hotel, and he was like sculpting my face with clay. Like I just like sat there for like an hour. So he did a really really great job. So props to him. But yeah, no, he got the mustache, which I was happy about, and he got a lot of really cool details in there too. It was awesome.
That's cool. So then you get drafted was 10th round by the White Sox.
Yep.
And like what was that moment like? Did you grow up a White Sox fan? Did you grow up a fan of any team? Like just take me through that process and what that moment was like for you.
No, yeah, that was awesome. I grew up more of a Rays fan.
Makes sense.
And my my dad was born in Chicago, like lived there a little bit. And then he kind of like moved around, like lived up in Massachusetts for a little while. I actually lived in Florida for a
Oh,
couple of years, but my mom is from Massachusetts. Her whole family is, and so like we were kind of cheer for the Red Sox a little bit,
yeah.
just because my mom's side all does, um and my dad like kind of liked the Cubs a little bit growing up, which like it's not really works with the White Sox great, um but yeah, no, I mean I was just happy to get drafted by anybody, so I was excited to get started with the White Sox, and um, yeah, I know my dad still has some family in Chicago, and they were kind of Cubs fans, but they've since changed to White Sox fans, which is great. But yeah, so it'll all work out.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. What has minor league ball been like overall for you? Like just what's the experience like? Is it what you expected?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's honestly, I love it. I mean, you get to play baseball every single day. I mean, it's a pretty sweet job. And yeah, it's about what I expected. I mean, um, got to play a lot of games, which that's just part of playing professional baseball, which I think last year just kind of getting used to that. It's just a little bit of a change from college where it seems like you play a lot of games. You play 60 if you like go to the Omaha. I mean, you play like 60 to 65 games or whatever,
Yeah.
but you know, you play 6 games a week for 6 months straight in professional baseball. So, kind of just getting used to that was a little bit different than college, but no, I really liked it. The White Sox have been awesome. I've loved all the managers and coaches and everything that I've had so far. And honestly, I feel like I came in with a pretty good draft class. We're all pretty good friends, and I think we've got a good group. And honestly, I think the White Sox right now are super improving too in the minor league system. I think we've got a great team here in Birmingham, and we've got a lot of really good prospects throughout the organization. So, I think there's definitely a bright spot for the White Sox in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean we're recording this, in early May, so the season's still fairly young. But as of right now, y'all are off to a 17-7 start. I don't know the last time Birmingham necessarily started off this kind of hot. I mean, y'all were playing Rocket City. They're 13-11. Like nobody's within four games of y'all right now. Your run differential's insane. Um, what do you attribute that start to? Like, I know there's a good bit of good pitching prospects, but y'all got some guys hitting the ball well too. Like, what do you think that early success? What do you attribute that to?
Honestly, like I would say number one is our pitching's been awesome. We've got some really good pitching prospects here, and really kept the score low on the other side for us. Um, and I think that's been humongous. But we've had some guys who've just been absolutely raking to start the year too. I mean, Brooks Baldwin is just going crazy. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
every time he gets up, I'm like, all right, there's a legitimate 50% chance that he's going to get a hit, which like you can't
Oh
really
yeah.
see very often in baseball.
Yeah.
And no, he's off to a great start. Super happy for him. Great kid. But no, I mean we got other guys hitting the ball, and honestly, you know, I feel like our whole lineup isn't really even hitting the ball as well as we could be. Myself included, and it's crazy that we're still winning as many games as we are, which is pretty cool. It just kind of goes to show that we've got a really good team through and through. And yeah, but no, like I said, I think our pitching's been awesome, and the hitting's been pretty good. But I think honestly, there's still a lot more to even come with the hitting. So
Yeah, I mean Brooks Baldwin, as of this recording, just betting an okay 429, like
not too bad. Not too
not
bad.
not too bad. Oh, and
Oh,
then I
man.
mean I've talked to y'all's GM before, and Edgar Caro. I mean, 5 homers and 21 RBIs already. Like, and I think his first 20 RBIs was through like his first like 50 at bats or something like that.
Yeah.
Just wild, just a hot start. Y'all got a game. This will post before it, but June 18th, as part of the tribute to the Negro Leagues, you've got the Giants coming in and the Cardinals playing June 20, and then y'all are playing. I think it's the Chattanooga, June 18th at Rickwood Field. Have you ever played a game there? Do you know much about Rickwood Field?
I've not played a game there, but last year, when I was here for the last month or so, we went and visited Rickwood Field just to kind of
Yeah.
see it and learn about how they're going to do a game for us and then for the big league teams this year. So yeah, I got to go see it and kind of see the historical stuff
Yeah.
behind Rick Whitfield, which was really cool. Just seeing all the Hall of Famers and everything that have played there, and it was pretty sweet. And I think it's going to look a little bit different probably
Yeah.
than it did when we went to visit it, which is probably a good thing. But it's going to be super cool. I'm excited about that, and yeah, it should be a pretty sweet experience.
What do you think that'll be like playing because that field has hosted a myriad things. Like, I mean, high school teams have played there. Y'all, the Barons have played there. Certainly pros back in the day. The Savannah Bananas come there. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, but maybe it's not necessarily the same dirt. Certainly not the same grass right now, but stepping on the same field as, like you mentioned, some of these Hall of Famers that have been there. What do you think that'll really feel like when the moment comes?
No, yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah, and I mean they had to make a little bit of some adjustments to the grass and the dirt and everything, but like yeah, like you said, still just playing in the same place that guys like Willie Mays and I mean I could name a million guys that have played there.
Yeah.
But it's just it honestly is super cool. It's going to be a really cool experience, and honestly, just an honor to be able to be where those guys were.
That's awesome. All right, last few things. I mean, you're from Florida. You played it over in Oxford, so you're at least somewhat familiar with Alabama. But in Birmingham, what's the go-to food place for you? What you ordering?
Ooh, um, there's a burger place close to here. I want to say it's Jack Brown's.
Jack Brown's. Yeah,
Jack Brown's, is that right?
that's right.
Been there a few times, and that place is super good. Burgers are
Yeah.
awesome. Also, I do get the loaded fries. I usually go on my off
Nice.
day, so it's like have a little bit of a cheat meal, but I get the loaded fries. I think I just get like the classic Jack. It's got like the Jack
Okay.
sauce and like just cheese, pickles, some other stuff, but oh, super good, super good. Uh,
Now, like I hate to admit it here, but like it's a place that I still haven't been. Like I've lived here, but like so like my wife has been, she works near there, so she goes all the time, and I know that it's going to be probably in the near future a date night spot. But I still haven't gone, and I've never heard a bad thing about it.
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned off day cheat meal, that kind of thing. Off day in Birmingham, what are you doing?
Honestly, usually I'm like I like to get a little bit extra sleep, sleep until 10, 11, and then I'll go play some golf usually with the boys in the afternoon, and then we usually hit up Jack Brown's after the golf round, and then I'll get home and chill and probably play some video games with the boys as well, and then call it a day. I mean, that's honestly been
Nice.
the off day every single day so far this year. So that's pretty much all I got.
Well, hey, it's working right now. Just
Yeah,
keep swinging the golf clubs on the off days, and come September, y'all might be sitting real pretty.
yeah.
Um, what's the thing? We'll end on this, but the thing that maybe you've learned about Birmingham or just the state of Alabama in general since being here that maybe you didn't know before, or something that surprised you, that kind of thing.
Hmm. Um, honestly, like going out and being able to play on some different golf courses and stuff, like honestly, it's pretty beautiful out here. You kind of get outside the city because cities are cities, but you get outside of the city of Birmingham and it's pretty.
Mhm.
I got to play the Robert Trent Jones course, Ballantrae, some other places, and this is a nice area around Birmingham. And not that I really expected. So yeah, that's been pretty cool to see. And as always in the South, everybody's super nice. You got the Southern charm, so that
Yeah,
always helps too. But no, it's yeah, it's pretty out here. I like it around
yeah.
here.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Tim, joining, and folks who are, going to a Barons game, barons.com for tickets. They'll be playing games at Regions Field through early September. All information, shop, all that stuff you'd want, stats that I'm staring at on my other screen, barons.com. So I really appreciate you, Tim, and wish y'all a bunch of good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.